Good morning. How are ya?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. My name is Danita Caudle, and I'm a social worker. And before we get started, I wanted to let you know that what we discuss today will be confidential. It'll be between us, but there are a few exceptions. I will talk to my supervisor. Um, not really anything in depth, just sort of generally what we work on today and at every session. And if you're danger to yourself or others, or if there's suspicion of elder or child abuse, I do have to report that. I have a duty to warn on that. Um,
Okay.
and we will go over that a little more in depth later. But do you have any questions about that?
Nope, that sounds good and totally understandable.
Okay. All right. So first, I'm just gonna get a little information from you, uh, and then we'll go from there. Uh,
Okay.
what's your name?
Christy Adams.
Okay. And how old are you, Christy?
I'm 43.
Okay. And what's your gender?
I'm female.
Okay. And what's your race?
White, Caucasian.
Are you what's your household arrangement? Who else lives in your home with you, if anyone?
My husband of 23 years, my 15-year-old daughter, and my 68-year-old mother. And then I have a 19-year-old daughter that lives with us when she isn't going to college.
Okay. All right. Um, okay. And let's see. You said that was your mother that lives with you.
Uh huh.
How long has your mother lived with you?
Yes. For the last 12 years.
12 years, okay. Um, what brought her to live with you guys?
My father passed away unexpectedly, and she had to come and stay with us because she couldn't support a household on her own.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear about your dad. Was he wasn't having any health problems or anything?
Nope, was healthy as a horse, and went to sleep one night and had a massive stroke and didn't ever wake back up.
Okay. I'm so sorry to
Just
hear that.
52 years old.
Oh wow, he was really young. Wow. How's your mother doing?
She's doing okay.
Hmm. I guess it probably helps to have you guys there with her.
Yeah, yeah, she's doing real good with that.
Okay. Um, so how tell me a little bit about what brings you in today, Christy.
I'm just having a whole lot of anxiety issues,
Uh-huh.
starting to kind of like almost panic attacks.
Okay. Um, have you about how long have you been experiencing the anxiety?
Um, about a year, but it seems to have gotten worse with the COVID and the pandemic and all of the restrictions and things.
Okay, can you tell me how it's gotten worse since the pandemic?
Just having to be closed up, all and afraid to go anywhere, and then just worried, when I do get out, worried about being sick and stuff, and just afraid, a little anxious about everything.
Yeah. Has anyone that or anyone in your family been diagnosed with coronavirus?
No, no, not yet, luckily.
Yeah. Um, so you said that anxiety started about a year ago.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, do you, what was going on about a year ago in your life? Was it, how was it compared to how it is now, aside
Mm,
from the pandemic, of course?
it just, it just started, things just started getting real busy for me. Just, I feel like things are too busy and I can't control them anymore.
Okay. Um, tell me a little more about that. Uh, give me,
Just,
can you give me an example of something that makes you have that too busy feeling?
well, I have two jobs, and then I go to school, and then somewhere in between there, I've got to try to be a wife and a mom and a caretaker, and it sometimes I just get overwhelmed with things being so busy that I feel like I can't do any of them good.
It does sound like you have a lot going on. And congratulations, by the way, on going to school and
Thank you.
and two jobs too. Wow. Are they both, are they part-time, full-time?
One is full time, and then the other one is just it's kind of work as I go,
Uh-huh.
but for the most part, it's full time also. So it's like I'm working sun up to sundown, and
Yeah. And as your what are you full-time student, part-time student?
full time student.
Okay. You have a lot going on. Um, yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot, Christy. Um, I can I can tell you that it's completely valid that you feel overwhelmed. Uh, and can you tell me a little bit about your time management? How do you kind of, what's a typical day look like for you?
Well, I get up about 8:30, and I have to be at my one job at 10.
Mhm.
And then usually I try to do some sort of homework during my lunch break at 12. And then I get off work at 5, and I come home and usually work on school for about an hour, hour and a half. And then I start my second job, and that usually lasts till about 9:30 or 10. And then I try to cram at least 30 minutes or an hour of schoolwork in. And it's just, and then I try to fall into bed about 11 o'clock.
Wow, and then kind of get up and do the whole thing over again.
Yeah.
Do What are some things you do to relax?
Uh, Not much. I try. I try to take a good hot bubble bath once a week, and just just hang out with my kids is usually the only relaxing I have to do.
Yeah, okay. Um, so going back to the anxiety, and you said panic attacks. You thought you were kind of getting on the verge of having panic attacks.
Yeah.
When's the last time you felt that way?
Probably about 2 weeks ago.
Okay. Can you tell me a little about what happened leading up to you feeling that way?
It was just I had like 3 really busy days in a row, and it was just like I just needed to breathe,
Uh-huh.
and I felt like I just couldn't breathe.
Okay.
Like I just needed to take a good deep breath and just relax.
Okay. Were you able to get that deep breath and relax?
Yeah, finally, I was. Yeah,
Okay. Tell me about what you did to calm yourself back down.
I just went and sat by myself and just took some, just took some breaths and just told myself to just chill out, that it would eventually be okay.
Okay. Um, is that typically what you do when you have that sort of panic feeling?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, do you about how often would you say you start to feel panic like that?
Uh, it's usually about once a week when I've had a couple of busy days back to back to back, and
Mhm.
it just kind of gets to be too much.
So with your relaxing with your bubble bath, does that usually come after the panic feelings, or do the panic feelings come after that?
Now that usually comes after I've just really just had enough.
Okay. All right. Um, okay. Well, I think that we've got a good place to start. And what I'm gonna ask you to do, maybe, um, just don't don't get overwhelmed about it. Just if you can maybe make a little note of any time this week that you start to feel that panicky feeling. If if it's, just make a little note anywhere, any way you can. Don't worry about being too detailed or anything like that. Even if it's just a mental note, just make note of it. Um, kind of think about what was happening, what you did to calm down, and we'll get more into that at our next session. Okay.
Okay.
Do you have any questions for me right now, Christy?
I think this was a great first session.
Okay, thank you.
I feel a little relieved that
Well,
we could
yeah,
get accomplished.
yeah, I do as well, and I look forward to seeing you next time.
Okay, I look forward to seeing you.
Thank you, Christy. Bye bye.
Bye bye.